Look, whatever comes with the whole March 1st rollout, I'm not going anywhere. I'll still have my Discord, and I know a few other people will too, and I have no doubt that, well, they're going to lose some of their user base. I'm not sure. I can't give you an exact number, but it is going to happen, and that's what Team Discord has acknowledged is going to happen. They have a feeling that that's coming. But listen, even with Australia and the UK and them trying to find middle ground, trying to please us and trying to appeal to the legal standards that the other countries want to have implemented for the app itself. Listen, there's so much that we have to consider. And I know that a lot of you are very discouraged right now, and I know that you've heard a lot of information, most of which is very false, depending on where you hear it from. And people are going to have their own opinion and their mixed feelings, and there's going to be some caution. There's going to be some reluctance. I certainly do feel um a lot of mixed emotions about this whole thing, but I just want to give Team Discord the benefit of the doubt. I just want to I honestly I do things within good faith, and I just hope for the best. Which is why I wanted to do this video, and I hope that it is satisfactory to most of you. I know that a lot of you again probably won't find anything I say believable. Um but I go by the information that I am given. And listen, again, I'm someone who's had Discord for a while. I think that my opinion and the research that I've done matters just as much, and it certainly is information that has been confirmed by other people who have also read on this stuff. That's very important. And again, I don't hate Discord. I might be disappointed in how they decided to approach this whole thing to begin with being so vague in explaining in depth what changes, especially how they're going to be implemented for everybody. But now for someone who again is a Nitro subscriber like myself, who's had her account since 2021 and back in like December of 2021, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think I'm really going to have any issues at all. I mean, I very rarely have had any problems with Discord. Um, I've had to probably on rare occasion report some stuff, but not it's not it's usually it's doesn't happen often. And again, I just want to give them the benefit of the doubt. Am I angry? Maybe a little bit more disappointed in their how they decided to approach this first off. And I know that they're backpedaling now quite a bit, making these changes to try to make everybody happy, try to give everybody peace of mind. They're under a lot of pressure, and I know I'm not trying to make that as an excuse for them, but it seems to me like they're under a lot of legal pressure too from Australia and the UK. Um, and really they're just trying to find middle ground. Um, and maybe they haven't handled in the best way to begin with, but I think maybe they are just trying to make it right. Um, I might find some of what they say questionable, but I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, and I want to give them an open mind. So that's just something to consider. Hi guys, Famine Traveler 87 here. I hope that you guys are doing well. So basically, it's pretty obvious what the topic of this video is going to be about tonight. And I really wanted to put this video out there because I think that it's very important that you guys hear from me on my take regarding this whole issue. And I know a lot of people have been talking about it, and there's been a lot of mixed reactions and feelings in regards to the controversy with the whole age verification thing going on with Discord, with the whole March 1st rollout starting. And, well, I just want to put my 2 cents in. So here we go. Yeah. I emailed Discord about the age verification update, and they backtracked. Alright, so let's just dive right into it, okay? Now, I'm sure a lot of you have seen this already, but I just want to go ahead and just show it to you. So, Discord launches teen by default settings globally. So, February 9th, 2026 is when they made this announcement. This press release was last updated on February 10th, 2026, to include clarification on our approach to age assurance, which you can read, obviously, if you click on that little link there. But anyway, so for me personally, I totally get to an extent why they want to do this. Well, I'm sure that they are under a lot of pressure legally, although it doesn't fully justify how they decided to handle this first off, because they were also very vague in the beginning about what exactly these changes pertain to. So there wasn't a whole lot of detail. So I had to do a lot of digging, guys, trying to get to the bottom of this, which is why also I emailed them. Um, Although I'm not 100% certain if they'll respond to my email, but I will get to that email in a little bit anyway. I just wanted to go ahead and just go step by step on all the research that I've done. And as far as I know, that it matches up pretty well with all the other sources of what people have already confirmed, especially since Discord decided to backpedal. So just a bit in regards to how these changes are going to be implemented in the system. So let's just go ahead and let's continue on. Now, for those who have any questions or concerns, you're more than welcome to address me in the comment section, but please keep your comments respectful, please. I'm not here to spread misinformation. I'm just here to put my thoughts out there. And for someone who is a server owner, and for someone who has been a Nitro user slash subscriber and who has had her channel since 2021, this is just as important to me as it is to you guys, especially in terms of your privacy. Okay, so privacy matters. Now, I wasn't fully aware of this issue until just recently, a couple days ago, so I decided to go on the Discord website and search for that particular section of that article myself, that where they address um, that data breach. So I'm just going to go ahead and read it, because I think it's also very important for me to relay what's here, so that you guys are kept in the loop on a lot of things, especially if I have particular updates on certain things regarding this topic. So let's see. Update on a security incident involving third-party customer service. So this was from October 3rd, 2025, when they had that data breach. Discord recently discovered an incident where an unauthorized party compromised one of our third-party vendors. I do want to note that Discord wasn't directly involved in the data breach. It was, in fact, a third-party service provider that they had originally. But it seems to me like they are taking full accountability for what happened, and they were trying to make good out of the situation. Now, they are not the only platform that's ever had a data breach. Even my health insurance company, as a side note, had gone through a data breach just a few months ago. So no matter which platform you're on, you're going to be vulnerable to having your personal information out there somewhere, wherever you log into. Now, I'm not going to be excusing Discord from this. Obviously, I'm not going to minimize nor try to just take this line down, obviously, because obviously a data breach is a very serious thing, and but I'm also not going to deny the fact that Discord has acknowledged that this was a problem, and I think that in good faith, as somebody who's had Discord for a long time, I've personally never had any issues in regards to my own safety, but there's always a chance that something is going to slip through the cracks. So, and again, as it still states, this was not a breach of Discord, but rather a breach of a third-party service provider 5CA that we use to support our customer service efforts. This incident impacted a limited number of users who had communicated with our customer support or trust and safety teams. The October 3rd article goes on to say, of the accounts impacted globally, we have identified approximately 70,000 users that may have had government ID photos exposed, which our vendor used to review age-related appeals. No messages or activities were accessed beyond what users may have discussed with customer support and or trust and safety agents. We immediately revoked the customer support provider's access to our ticketing system and continue to investigate this matter. We're working closely with law enforcement to investigate this matter. We are in the process of emailing the users impacted. At Discord, protecting the privacy and security of our users is a top priority. That's why it's important to us that we are transparent with them about events that impact their personal information. Okay, I just kind of want to stop right there for a second and just say that it's a little funny to me that they want to talk about making sure that our privacy is their number one priority, when again they wanted to originally do a mandatory ID check on everybody, but now they wanted to backpedal because considering all the backlash that they've been getting, now they want to change their tune. And listen, I can understand why they want to do damage control, because they want to protect their credibility. I also want to emphasize again that I am a Nitro subscriber. I've been so for a very long time, ever since I've had my Discord account. Okay? Us Nitro subscribers, especially those who have been there the long term, we are very vital to their user base, especially for those who have had a long account tenure, okay? Which is also a very important thing to consider, especially with the whole new age verification thing that's going on. Having your account tenure is a very determining factor on whether or not their new AI system will identify you as an adult. Now, I don't plan on leaving Discord for various reasons. One, I have a lot of friends there, and I have plenty of friends who've even said that they're not leaving either. Now, anyone who decides that they want to leave Discord and go to a different platform that is a better alternative, considering this whole incident, you are more than welcome to. But I also think that it's important for me to say, because listen, again, I'm not here to spread false information. I certainly am not here to talk out of my ass. I just listen, I care deeply, especially considering that I'm in this fight with you guys. And I mean that very strongly. And I wouldn't have done this video, and I definitely wouldn't have gone through the trouble of emailing Team Discord if I truly wasn't against this. But listen, I do things within good faith. And I try to keep an open mind, and I also want to give Team Discord the benefit of the doubt. Then, of course, there are other platforms that have implemented similar systems to this, including Roblox, for instance. And there are other platforms that have had huger data breaches than they did. Now, and again, I personally have never had any issues with the Team Discord before. They've always responded rather promptly and took care of issues that I've had, and they've been reliable as far as with my individual case, especially in other incidences where I've had to contact them to report a particular issue. But I haven't lost faith in Team Discord. I'm more disappointed in the fact that it had to escalate the way that it did, especially considering that they they could have addressed a whole lot of these modifications in a lot more detail. Because really, when they first came out with this announcement, they were very vague, and I think they could have done a lot better with their approach to begin with. And they're backpedaling now because I'm sure that I'm not the only person who's emailed them in regards to this problem, and I'm certainly not the only person who's been vocal about this. and especially on X, obviously, because I've made posts and I've tagged them, and I've addressed my concerns there too. But really, I'm doing everything that I can possibly, and really, but there's been some backpedaling. Not a full exemption of age verification, obviously. Now, what's going on with the UK and Australia? Obviously, they're under a lot of legal pressure to abide by what their child safety laws or whatever agreement that they had with those particular countries. I mean, that's just the way that it is. And they're just trying to find middle ground between trying to stay out of legal battles with Australia, the UK, and they're trying to keep us happy, and they're facing a lot of pressure from both sides. So that is something to consider. Now, I'm not going to put Discord completely off the hook, because obviously they still can be doing a whole lot more now. But considering the other information that I found in regards to the modifications that they've done in result of the backpedaling, I'm going to share that information with you, because it has been confirmed from other sources that these changes are in fact true, and they had gained, well, remarkably, a lot of positive reaction. And before I dive into those factors and those key elements of this topic, I just want to again say that I still love Discord and I still plan to use it. Now, I'm not really afraid of all these changes, because I've come to realize that, well, and again, like I've said, I want to keep an open mind, and I want to try to look for the positives, even in a bad situation. And I know that there's been a lot of misinformation spread out there, because people have had a lot of negative reactions towards this topic. But again, there's been some positive reactions as well, and I want to take those into consideration, and I wanted to look into them and see for myself what other people were saying. Now, I'm going to summarize some of that for you, so let's dive into that as well. Okay, so here's just another snippet of their February 9th announcement. So now I'm going to go over some key points of modifications that they've done, that they're going to implement for their March 1st rollout in result of all the backlash. Following community backlash, Discord issued a clarifying statement on February 10th, 2026, indicating that the majority of users will not need to complete face scans or ID uploads to use the platform. Starting in early March 2026, all accounts will default to a restricted mode, requiring verification primarily for accessing age-gated content or disabling sensitive content filters. Discord's policy on user verification has shifted from mandatory ID for everyone to a background check system primarily using age inference based on existing account data to determine user age without requiring IDs from most individuals, especially if it's based on account tenure and whether or not you have Nitro, and considering the age of when you have since you've had your account, which those three are determining factors in this whole thing. On March 1st, accounts will be categorized. Those confidently identified as adult will retain open settings, while others will have safety settings automatically enabled, prompting verification only if these settings are disabled or the user tries to access NSFW servers. Discord's age verification policy, updated around February 11, 2026, emphasizes age inference using a machine learning model as a background alternative to manual ID checks for most users. This system predicts a user's age based on account activity without scanning private communications, aiming to automatically confirm adults and avoiding requiring manual face scans or ID uploads for the majority. And to be honest with you, I would much rather go that route than me having to share my personal ID card, okay? Now, manual verification remains essential for users that the background system cannot with 100% confidence confirm, as those accessing age-gated content or users desire to disable Team by default features set to roll out in March 2026, which include restricting access to 18-plus servers and blurring sensitive media for unverified accounts. Now, I'm just going to backtrack just a bit and go ahead and read to you the email that I sent Team Discord in regards to this problem. To the Discord privacy and safety team, I am writing as a loyal Discord user and Nitro subscriber since 2021 to formally express my concerns regarding the upcoming March 2026 age verification mandates. As a long-term user with a consistent billing history, I believe that my account tenure and payment record should serve as sufficient age assurance, requiring that the submission of government-issued IDs or facial age estimation via third-party vendors presents an unacceptable privacy risk, especially in light of the 70,000 user ID data breach reported in 2025. I value the privacy of my digital footprint. I am formally requesting that Discord utilize account tenure, 2021, and Nitro billing history as the primary methods for age verification for my account. Allow me to opt out of all biometric data collection, including video selfies or face scan. Ensure that my access to age-restricted channels, which I currently moderate for my community, is not interrupted by these new mandates. As a paying customer, I hope Discord prioritizes the privacy and security of its most dedicated users rather than implementing invasive one-size-fits-all verification policies. I look forward to your confirmation that my account will remain in good standing without the need for manual identity verification. I am closely monitoring the rollout of these features. If my access is restricted or if I am forced to provide biometric data to continue using the platform as I have for the last 5 years, I will be canceling my Nitro subscription and moving my community to a platform that respects user privacy and data sovereignty. I am aware that Discord's internal age inference model is designed to verify accounts with significant history such as mine from 2021. Given my long-term tenure and active Nitro billing status, I expect my account to be seamlessly transitioned to adult status without third-party vendors following Discord's invasive manual checks. I refuse to share sensitive IDs with third-party vendors, especially considering the data breach back in 2025. As the owner of a server with 53 members, I am concerned that these mandatory gates will disrupt my community's ability to function. If I am gated out of my own moderation tools due to refusing a biometric scan, Discord is effectively confiscating access to a community I built and paid to support since 2021. And then I thus finished the email with the following. Please take into heavy consideration the repercussions you may face, being you will lose a huge user base, me included, in the hundreds that use Nitro and have been a dedicated loyal patron to your app services. I understand you want to implement a better system, but understand the possible risks. You always looked out for my safety when I had to report when the situation warranted it, and the means of protecting me as well as those who use the app as well, especially those who are close friends. Your Discord users need to know that you respect their feelings on this matter. They want to be heard. They want you to not abandon them and your obligation in providing quality service, as well as a platform that is dedicated to user safety. I hope and pray in good faith you will consider protecting us, because if you want to do something for your Discord users, you will respect their rights in protecting their personal data, ensuring that they remain comfortable and that they can trust you. Do not break that trust. Thank you. And thus left them my username and email at the very bottom. And not too long after, I gotten this automated response from them in the email. Hi, Phantom Traveler 87. Thank you for contacting the Discord privacy team. This is to acknowledge that we have received your request, and you should hear back from the team shortly. Best, the Discord team. Now, again, I do not expect them to really respond to me, but in case that they don't, or if in fact that they do, I'm gonna do a follow-up email. Because listen guys, like I've said, I am in this fight with you guys 100%. Now, keep in mind, these are the two determining factors, part of the whole deal, where, you can easily get verified as an adult as long as you meet the qualifications, because obviously, again, you need to have a long account tenure. Because considering that I've been a member of Discord since December 10th, 2021, I know that I will be safe from this. And also, it's important that you have connections like with PlayStation or Xbox or any other platform that you use that also will help you verify yourself as an adult. These two are very crucial, so please keep those in mind, especially when you're checking your account come the March 1st rollout, okay? Another step that you could take to ensure that you protect your data and you don't want to share any of it and you just want to give yourself a little extra peace of mind, go ahead and make sure that everything in your data and privacy settings are toggled off as shown here as an example, okay? Just make sure that you do that. It's for your own benefit and in your own best interest. I suggest that you do it because I had just done it, and I suggest that you do the same. Another additional step to consider is making sure that you update how you decide you want to log in, when you have your password, security keys, or if you set up an authenticator app or use backup codes. All that stuff is very important. For me, I just recently set up an authenticator app for Discord so that I'm able to log in and stuff and delete servers that are inactive. And especially if I decide to put in like a 4-digit PIN or whatever that I use, it all works out just fine. And I just suggest that you do that. It's worked for me, and I know that it will probably work for you too. Another important thing to consider in your data and privacy settings, make sure that you toggle off use third-party data to personalize sponsored content. So make sure that that is toggled off, and also make sure to request all of your data, especially if you have to email Discord, especially in light of this whole situation. That will definitely put a lot of pressure on them as well to know that, your voice needs to be heard in regards to this problem. And also make sure that you also have voice privacy enable persistent verification codes, allows users to save your devices and mark them as verified. Just make sure you have that toggled off, because I don't feel too keen on that, so I just had to make sure that I had that toggled off too. And I suggest that you do the same. Make sure that you go through your account settings for data and privacy and you make sure you have all that toggled off. I do recommend it for you guys. I've done it. I suggest you do the same. It's up to you, but I suggest you do it. Now, moving forward, as of February 11th, 2026, the biggest good news updates involve Discord's rapid shift to an automated age verification system and several major performance improvements released in the most recent patches. Here are the following. Number 1, the backtrack on mandatory ID checks. Following intense backlash on February 9th through the 10th, Discord issued a clarifying statement confirming that the vast majority of users will not need to submit IDs or face scans. In visible verification, Discord will use a background age inference model that looks at account signals, like account age and behavior, to automatically confirm you are an adult without you having to do anything. Voluntary ID use. Verification through a face scan or ID is only required for specific high-risk actions, such as joining NSFW servers or turning off safety filters. Privacy protections. Discord explicitly stated that video selfies used for facial age estimation never leave your device. Number 2, performance and feature upgrades. February 2026 patches. Separate from the safety updates, recent February patch notes delivered several dream features. Lag reduction. Discord completed a massive cleanup of its desktop CSS, significantly improving app speed and responsiveness. Stream, zoom, /pan. You can now zoom in and pan around screen shares using your mouse scroll wheel or laptop trackpad. Rust migration. Over 80% of Discord's audio/video traffic has successfully moved to a new Rust-based backend, leading to fewer drop calls and faster stream previews. Bypass slow mode permission. Admins can now grant a specific permission to trusted members to bypass slow mode without needing to give them full manage messages power. Number 3, mobile improvements. Group DM notifications. On Android, notifications now correctly display the group name instead of the individual sender's name, matching the iOS experience. Android multi-audio fix. Issues with playing videos with multiple audio tracks like game audio plus mic on Android have been resolved. While Discord keeps the exact weighting of its age inference model secret to prevent bad actors from gaming the system, they have confirmed several key signals used to graduate an account from teen status to adult status without an ID. Account tenure and history, the legacy factor. The strongest signal is simply how long your account has existed. Accounts that are several years old and have a history of consistent non-violating behavior are the first to be automatically whitelisted as an adult. Verification history. If you have previously verified a phone number or a payment method like by Nitro, these are strong indicators of adulthood that AI prioritizes. Community participation. Mutual friend networks. The system analyzes the age health of your friend group. If you're friends with many verified adults, the AI is more likely to categorize you as one. There is also server membership, participation in long-standing verified communities such as official game servers or large hobby groups that aren't primarily aimed at minor acts as a positive signal. There is also digital fingerprinting. Discord looks at the hardware and platform you use. Patterns consistent with adult usage, such as specific desktop hardware or professional tier mobile devices, contribute to the confidence score. Engagement style. The AI monitors high-level activity patterns, such as the frequency of joining new servers versus staying in the established ones. Though Discord explicitly states it does not scan the text of your private messages to make these determinations. That's another important thing to know. And again, very important one, third-party vouching, linked accounts. If you have linked external accounts like Spotify, Steam, or PlayStation, the AI may use the metadata from those connections, as such as the age of your Steam account, to verify you as an adult. Now, also, if you're somebody who had just recently made an account, you don't have to wait a long time. You just simply link your phone number and just a few external game accounts. That way you provide enough signals to the AI that will transition you from teen status to adult status just within a few weeks. Now, if you guys made it this far in the video, thank you so much. This is my longer, less edited one, and I just felt like, I've done a lot of homework, and I just wanted to share with you guys what other people have confirmed, and I just wanted to try to give you guys a peace of mind. I know not a lot of people are going to find my video believable or anything like that. There's going to be some skepticism in some areas with several other people that are totally against this whole thing. And listen, I'm not happy with what's been going on, and I've expressed some caution, and which is why I even reached out to Team Discord to begin with. I just wanted to make this video because I'm not trying to spread false information or anything like that. I was just wanting to put out my own thoughts and do a bit of my own research on this topic, because I really feel that it's important that I look at it from both sides, especially considering that there are people who have reacted positively to this whole thing while others haven't, and I just want to look at both sides, which is why I wanted to do this video, because I'm just somewhere in the middle for the most part, although I do have some caution. Positive reactions to Discord's global age verification rollout starting in March 2026 primarily come from child safety advocates and users who prioritize platform accountability. While the update has faced significant privacy-related backlash, supporters highlight several key benefits. Enhanced teen protection. Safety advocates welcome the teen by default model, which automatically restricts accounts to age-appropriate experiences unless adult status is confirmed. This includes blurring mature content and restricting direct messages from strangers. Look, if you're somebody who owns a really huge Discord server, it's going to be a pain in the neck to try to 100% confidently confirm that whoever you let in is actually an adult. So with these systems in place, it could be quite beneficial even for you, especially if you're somebody who owns an adult Discord server. Reduced friction for adults. Many users appreciate the age inference model, which uses behavioral signals like account tenure and activity patterns to automatically verify adults without requiring an ID upload or a facial scan. On-device privacy. For those required to verify explicitly, the facial age estimation method is noted for processing video selfies entirely on-device, meaning the biometric data never reaches Discord servers. Now, I will note that I'm a bit more apprehensive in regards to teen council involvement. I really think that we need a lot more adult input in regards to this topic, and I really hope that Teen Discord really considers that strongly. Maturity and risk assessment. Research indicates that adolescents are biologically more impulsive and susceptible to peer pressure than adults. Critics argue that teens may favor fewer restrictions and privacy over safety measures that adults recognize as necessary to prevent serious harm. Look, parents should be parenting their own kids anyway. They should be able to do a lot more, take up a lot more accountability in making sure that their kids are not doing anything stupid. Now, I know that kids will find ways to sneak around this kind of stuff, but ultimately, if they're not old enough to even drive or have a cell phone, they should not be able to access the internet if they're not mature enough to handle being on certain social media platforms like Discord or Roblox or YouTube. I mean, you're just putting your kid at risk if you really just want to give them free reign. And honestly, a lot of parents do give their kids free reign and just assume that, they're not going to do any stupid, dumb shit that's going to get them in trouble or put their safety at risk. I mean, again, Discord should not be responsible for managing your own kids. You need to be managing your own kids. Shifting the burden of safety. Some advocates, such as those from the National Center on Sexual Exploitation, argue that advisory councils and parental tools fall short by placing the burden of safety on users and families rather than implementing fundamental, expert-led design changes to the platform. Again, parents, you have a responsibility to your own kids. If you know that they are not old enough to drive a car, they are not old enough to have a cell phone or a computer unless you know damn well that they are mature enough to uphold the responsibility of making sure that they behave themselves. I know you can't monitor them 24/7, but seriously, just the same with video games or anything else. Don't let them have access to guns. Don't let them have access, to streaming game services if you think that they are not mature enough yet to handle it. Because you have to set boundaries for your kids. I know you can't, again, monitor them 24/7, but Discord especially should not be responsible for parenting your own kids. You have a responsibility to your own kids as well. You need to uphold some responsibility and not just rely on, well, I'm sure that they'll do just fine, just based on the assumption that you think that they won't do anything wrong. Also, there is a lack of professional expertise. Opponents emphasize that teens lack the legal, psychological, and technical expertise required to combat sophisticated online predators. They argue that safety policies should be driven by law enforcement and child safety professionals who understand the hunting grounds predators use, rather than the anecdotal experiences of 10 to 12 selected teenagers. Really, again, adults need to be able to give their input more than I would think that the teenagers do. Okay? And that's just me being completely frank with you. Because us adults, we have more experience in this stuff. I think that our input is far more important. And it is something that we strongly need to consider. The consensus on Discord's March 2025/2026 trajectory is a fundamental split between platform usability and user autonomy. The design win, users generally agree that the UI/UX updates, as listed there, are successful quality of life improvements that modernize a stagnating interface. The safety paradox, age verification rollout represents a necessary evil from a corporate and legal standpoint, but a trust breach from a community standpoint. While Discord has softened the blow by using background interference instead of mandatory IDs, the move has permanently shifted the platform's identity from a private digital hangout to a regulated social ecosystem. The power dynamic by favoring a teen council and automated safety defaults, Discord is signaling that its future growth depends on, well, considering that there is going to probably be a potential loss in a user in some people who are part of their user base, but it's to be expected. And but I'm going to remain optimistic as much as I can. And honestly, I'm not going anywhere again, and there's plenty of people that I know that aren't either. But again, like, I just want to keep an open mind. Again, I love Discord very much. Again, I wasn't entirely happy when I heard the news of what's going on. Not too keen about it, but again, I want to keep an open mind. Well, anyway, guys, this concludes this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. And again, stay safe. Keep your privacy protected. Do whatever you feel is best for you during these circumstances. And just know that I'm with you guys all the way fighting on this. Don't know if I'll get a response from Team Discord through the email that I shared, but I will do everything that I can to advocate my support for everyone who is greatly affected by this, and know that I'm fighting with you guys on this issue. I'm not going to take this lying down. Not trying to minimize anything at all. I wanted to make this video because it's important that my voice is heard too, and I just feel like it's crucial, especially during these dire times. Well, anyway, thank you so much for watching, and please be sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. Bye bye.